Welcome to White Cover Television. I'm Kolby Solinsky, and this is the Casual Sports Guys podcast. I'm not too sure about that name though. I might change it. So let me know what you think. Fill me in with all the possibilities. The Kolby Report. Maybe. Kolby 44. Useless junk. I have no idea. Whatever applies best to the title. Let me know. Email me, whitecovermagazine@gmail.com, or you can, twat me at Kolby Solinsky on Twitter. Basically, this show is for any, hardcore sports fan out there who, just kind of wants to watch somebody else talk about sports. I think it's also for anybody who knows nothing about sports and just wants to spend the night with a random stranger. This episode is brought to you by Ralph Lauren. Take a Kirkland polo shirt, slap a horseman on it, charge $50, you have $1 billion. Ralph Lauren. Actually, before I get into sports or whatever, I do want to talk about something that happened here today that was just wild. I'm in White Rock Beach. If you don't know, White Rock is basically like as south left as you can go on the map of British Columbia. And there was a whale, a beached humpback whale, washed up on shore, and it died. Apparently, it washed up about 5 a.m. It died about an hour after. Apparently, there was some netting caught up in it, but there was a huge crowd of people there. It was a huge story. It went across Canada. I was down there with video camera, with this video camera. I kept thinking of Seinfeld when I was down there. I kind of wanted to stand back and yell, "Does anyone know a marine biologist?" But I didn't. But yeah, it was absolutely crazy. It was tragic. It was sad. A lot of people were there. There was like a First Nations song kind of going on, so it was uncomfortable if you didn't like whales, but if you like mammals and humanity, I'm sure you were down there to pay your respects. First thing I want to get to today is the Euro 2012 championships going on in Poland and the Ukraine. Sorry, not the Ukraine, just Ukraine. Official sponsor. Oh, terrible beer. Poland and Russia. Group A face-off today. Just a tiny bit of historical rivalry between these two countries. Go to Poland's Wikipedia page, you'll find out exactly why. And a little bit of an odd one for me. My last name is Solinsky with a Y, but it's still Polish. But if you don't know, Russia held a parade. It was about 2,000 people strong, because today was Russia Day, so that's like their national holidays, like Canada Day or like Independence Day. Russia held a march, which that word in Europe means a lot of different things historically. They all walked down, and obviously there was a clash with Polish fans who apparently kind of started the clash, and then Polish police who were giving protection to the Russians, although I'm sure they weren't really volunteering for that. A bunch of fights broke out. There were 56 arrests made, police and Russian fans and Polish fans, Russian fans and everybody. I understand Poland's anger. I think it's completely justified. Why they didn't want this parade to be held. That's what happens when you control a country for like hundreds of years, is that generally they don't want to give you too many patriotic rights when you come back for a soccer tournament. So I understand that. Certainly disrespectful and insensitive from Russia to do this. The fact that it was them, I think, really had things at a fever pitch. You have to remember too, Polish people don't want to give you asylum to celebrate your national holiday in their country, because they don't feel like they owe you anything. I think they feel like you owe them a lot. At the same time, if I'm looking at it from the other standpoint, from the neutral standpoint, the North American standpoint, was it really necessary for the Polish fans to attack the Russian ones? Yeah, they were marching. Yeah, they were having their parade. Yeah, it would have made you upset, since I think most people guessed that the game was going to end with a Russia win. It was actually a 1-1 draw, so congratulations, Poland. At the same time, I think you just knew what was going to happen. If you're watching this from North America, this looked like a kind of head-on car crash that you can see from a mile away, except that mile was about 2 days in advance. This just seemed really avoidable, frankly. It seemed like something that you knew what was going to happen. You knew the reasons why. You didn't want to see it happen. It was like watching one of the Jersey Shore girls get their weave ripped out by another girl, and then they throw their wine at them, and you're like, okay, I get why you're mad that the girl ripped out your hair, but did you really help the situation by escalating it? So yeah, well, I think that I can see why the Poles were so upset, and why I think that Russia should not have done it. I think it was entirely avoidable from both sides, and I think it's kind of a shame. I think that it's too bad that this happened to kind of spoil what was a very, very good soccer game. The ironic thing about this whole thing is that Russia Day actually celebrates the Russian Federation split from the Soviet Union, so they're kind of celebrating the same thing as Poland does. The next thing I want to get to is baseball. Not just baseball, but Derek Jeter, the man, DJ, stop on the replay, turn the music up. Jeter is really old. He's 37, so he's not old for the earth, he's just old for baseball. I think we've all been kind of imagining Derek Jeter going away for the last couple of years. We've kind of seen him like winding down. Personally, I've always imagined Howard Cosell talking to Jeter now and seeing what it would be like. I'm here with Derek Jeter, the captain of the New York Yankees. The greatest Yankee in club history, except for Ruth DiMaggio, Gehrig Mantle Maris, Whitey Ford, David Cohn, Mike Mussina, Alex Rodriguez, probably. It seemed like everyone in New York even was just trying to squeeze the last bit out of him like a rapidly drying towel. But this guy has been incredible all year long. He's got 81 hits in 60 games. That's third in the bigs. 318 average. Sportsnet magazine, I don't know if you read Sportsnet. I'm kidding, nobody does. But he was their cover guy this month. They had him on the front page just below a story about Martin Brodeur's glorious end that didn't actually happen, and a story about how women can't play sports, which I thought was a little unnecessary. Obvious, but unnecessary. Basically, though, I just think that it's really, really cool to see. The guy is a legend, and he's one of the only guys in baseball or in sports that you kind of look to and you go, that's a really good guy. He's a fan favorite. Everyone likes him. He always says and does the right things. Maybe the greatest shortstop of all time. And he's dating the most beautiful woman in the world, Minka Kelly. You may know her from the magazine stashed under your bed. Lastly, I want to say congratulations to the Los Angeles Kings on their first ever franchise Stanley Cup, the only 8th seed to ever win the thing. Living in Vancouver, I'm a little bit upset. I'm still a little bit torn up about how you beat us in overtime, but I understand why you're happy, and I want to congratulate you on your success. At the same time, I'm kind of just happy that hockey's over. I just want to watch basketball. The NBA playoffs have been outstanding so far, and these finals, I've been on the edge of my seat all the last 2 weeks waiting to see who's going to be in it. It's the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Miami Heat. I don't like LeBron James very much, like everybody else, like the 350 million people in the US. I am happy that he's actually playing well. I know that he's not a fan favorite and everything like that, but I think that LeBron James, when he's playing really well and people aren't giving him credit, they're kind of just in denial about it. At least now he's actually making it really obvious that he is the best player in the world. At the same time, Kevin Durant, monster game tonight. The Thunder win 105-94, a 1-0 series lead. Oklahoma City was going absolutely nuts. They're bonkers and they're all in blue. That's a good thing in Oklahoma when you're all blue. Blue balls! I also I love the uniform matchup for some reason. I love the blue and the orange against the red and the black. It's a great contrast. I know that sounds really like superficial and weird, but I always look at uniforms and I say I want to see a really cool final where I can see the matchup like when they're in the anthem calling part of it as well. I think Canucks Bruins in the Cup Finals last year was a great one. I think the NBA Finals it's pretty colorful, and I'm not talking just about Russell Westbrook's shirts. Well, folks, that was the Casual Sports Guys on White Cover Television. Don't forget, catch more of this or all of this, Podomatic.com, on YouTube and on iTunes, and on WhiteCoverMag.com. We'll have all this stuff and more. Once again, I'm Kolby Solinsky. That was the Mustard for June 12th. Keep it casual.